You know how it feels, right? That constant tug of war between getting things done and feeling like your brain is pulled in 10 different directions at once. Between the buzzing phone, the never-ending emails, the background noise of a podcast or TV, and someone always needing something from you, focus can feel like a lost art. But here's the thing, focus isn't just some elusive trait that only a few lucky people have. It's something we can all build, shape, and strengthen with the right approach. And the great part is, it doesn't require some drastic overhaul of your life. It starts with small, manageable changes that slowly add up to big results. Let me walk you through this together. Think about the last time you sat down to work on something important. Maybe it was a project for your job, or perhaps it was trying to finish an assignment, or even just read a book without getting sidetracked. Did you find yourself jumping from one idea to another, checking your phone every few minutes, getting lost in thoughts about what you need to do later, or replaying something that happened earlier in the day? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Our brains are wired to notice movement, change, novelty, and modern life throws so much of that at us constantly. So no wonder staying focused feels harder than ever. But here's the good news, there's a way forward. One of the first things that can make a real difference is setting clear goals. Not vague ones like get better at work or be more productive, but actual specific, actionable tasks. What exactly do you want to accomplish today, this week, right now? Writing it down might sound simple, but it has a powerful effect. It gets the clutter out of your head and onto paper where you can actually see it. You start organizing your thoughts instead of letting them organize you. And when you write down your priorities, you give your brain a roadmap. Instead of bouncing around aimlessly, you have direction. And that alone can help reduce the overwhelm that often leads to distraction. Now let's talk about what you eat, because believe it or not, food plays a huge role in how well you can concentrate. The brain needs fuel, just like the rest of your body. But not all fuel is created equal. Ever noticed how after eating something heavy or sugary, you feel sluggish or foggy? That's because processed foods, excessive sugar, or overly greasy meals can actually slow down cognitive function. On the flip side, foods like berries, leafy greens, fatty fish, lean proteins, eggs, these are all powerhouses for your brain. They're packed with nutrients that support memory, clarity, and sustained energy. There's even a diet specifically designed to support brain health called the Mind Diet, which includes those foods plus olive oil, whole grains, beans, and omega-3 rich items. Staying hydrated also matters more than most people realize. Even mild dehydration can cloud your thinking. And while caffeine often gets a bad rap, moderate amounts can actually help sharpen your focus by increasing alertness and processing speed. But moderation is key. Too much can lead to jitters or crashes later on. Then there's movement. I know, exercise can feel like just another thing on your to-do list. But hear me out. Physical activity isn't just about looking better or being healthier, it directly impacts your brain. When you move your body, you increase blood flow to your brain, which means more oxygen and nutrients reaching those brain cells. That translates into improved concentration, better memory, and even sharper problem-solving skills. You don't need to run a marathon or spend hours at the gym. Just taking the stairs instead of the elevator, parking farther away, going for a short walk during lunch, those little movements throughout the day add up. And if you can get outside, even better. Fresh air and natural surroundings do wonders for mental clarity. Sleep is another pillar that often gets overlooked. We live in a culture that sometimes glorifies burning the midnight oil, but the truth is, sleep is when your brain does its maintenance work. It processes information, consolidates memories, and resets your nervous system. Without enough quality rest, everything suffers: your mood, your decision-making, your ability to pay attention. Aim for 7 to 9 hours a night and try to keep a consistent sleep schedule. Even small changes like turning off screens an hour before bed, keeping your room cool and dark, or winding down with a book can make a noticeable difference. Don't treat sleep as a luxury. It's one of the most powerful tools you have for staying sharp. Another incredibly effective tool is mindfulness. It's not just some abstract concept or spiritual buzzword, it's a practical skill you can develop. When you practice mindfulness, whether through meditation, journaling, deep breathing, or yoga, you train your brain to stay present. Often, our distractions come from worrying about the future or ruminating over the past. Mindfulness pulls you back into the moment. It teaches you how to observe your thoughts without getting swept away by them. Over time, this helps reduce anxiety and improves your ability to direct your attention where you want it. And the beauty of it is, you don't need hours to benefit. Even 5 minutes a day of focused breathing or guided meditation can start making a difference. Of course, not all distractions come from within. Sometimes they're external. The ping of notifications, noisy coworkers, cluttered spaces. Creating a clean, organized workspace can significantly improve your ability to focus. Get rid of unnecessary clutter, file away paperwork, tidy up your desk. Visual chaos feeds mental chaos. And don't be afraid to set boundaries. Let people know when you're working and when you're available. Say no to non-essential tasks that pull you off track. And if silence feels too intense, soft instrumental music in the background can actually help drown out distractions and create a calming environment for deep work. One of the biggest myths we've bought into is that multitasking makes us more efficient. In reality, true multitasking doesn't exist. Your brain can only focus on one thing at a time. What we call multitasking is really just rapid task switching, which drains your mental energy and reduces overall productivity. Every time you switch gears from writing an email to answering a message to checking social media, you're asking your brain to reset, refocus, and reorient. That constant switching adds up to fatigue, mistakes, and wasted time. Instead, commit to doing one thing at a time. Give it your full attention. Finish it or at least reach a logical stopping point before moving on. You'll get more done, and you'll do it better. Time blocking is a great strategy to help structure your day and prevent burnout. The Pomodoro technique, for example, breaks your work into 25-minute intervals followed by short breaks. After 4 cycles, you take a longer break. This rhythm helps maintain focus while still giving your brain periodic rest. Another approach is the Eat the Frog method, which suggests tackling your most difficult or dreaded task first thing in the morning. By getting that out of the way early, you free up mental space and avoid spending the whole day dreading it. Scheduling specific times for email or other routine tasks also prevents them from interrupting your workflow constantly. And don't forget about play. Yes, play. Brain games like crosswords, Sudoku, chess, or even strategic video games can act as mental workouts. These activities challenge your brain in ways that improve concentration, memory, and problem-solving skills. Plus, they're fun, which is important too. Mental rest and relaxation are essential for long-term focus and creativity. Allowing yourself moments of enjoyment gives your brain a chance to recharge and come back stronger. Finally, don't underestimate the power of taking breaks. Short pauses throughout the day help prevent burnout and maintain high levels of performance. If you're struggling to focus naturally, build regular rest periods into your schedule until it becomes a habit. And if you're truly exhausted mentally, don't push through. A longer break, spending time with loved ones, engaging in hobbies, or simply disconnecting can do wonders for restoring your mental energy. All of these strategies work best when combined. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency and gradual improvement. Start with 1 or 2 changes that feel manageable. Maybe begin by decluttering your workspace or committing to a daily walk. Then layer in more habits over time. As you build these routines, you'll notice that your ability to focus grows stronger, your mind feels clearer, and your productivity increases not in bursts, but sustainably. Remember, focus isn't something you either have or you don't. It's a muscle, one that gets stronger with use, rest, and the right kind of nourishment. And just like any muscle, it needs care, attention, and intentional training. The world will always be noisy, fast-paced, and demanding. But with the right tools, you can rise above the chaos and reclaim your attention. You can learn to show up fully for the things that matter most. And that's a powerful place to be. So, what step are you ready to take next? Whether it's writing down your top 3 priorities for the day, planning a short evening walk, or simply setting aside 5 minutes for quiet breathing, start somewhere. Progress builds momentum, and before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come.